Here you can see that the sunlight is right here, so the sun is shining this way. We would be on Earth's surface here looking at the moon. The sunlight would be shining on the backside of the moon. So from our perspective, we would see a new moon, which would look like it would look black in the sky, non-illuminated. So this is considered to be position 1, new moon. Okay, so we go counterclockwise. So position 2, counterclockwise from that, is going to be growing in illumination. So you can see a new moon here. It's growing in illumination. When it grows in illumination, we call that waxing, and that will be illuminated on the right-hand side. So this would be a waxing crescent, which would be at position 2. It'll be now opening the curtain a little bit more. It'll open it halfway. So halfway illuminated will be first quarter. Opening it even more, so opening it to 3/4 illuminated, is going to be a waxing gibbous. Gibbous is 3/4 illuminated. Then it will open the curtain all the way. The full moon will be fully exposed, bright in the sky. Then the curtain will start to close, and we will now have darkness as the curtain closes on the right-hand side. The left-hand side will be illuminated. On either side of the full moon, we will have 3/4 illuminated. On the right or on the left side, we call that a gibbous. So now we will call this a waning gibbous. Waning would be our position 6 as the moon now is shrinking in brightness. The curtain will close a little bit more. We're now at a half moon. The left-hand side is illuminated. We know this is now our 3rd quarter or last quarter moon. And then we will close the curtain even more, where we have our waning crescent, left-hand side illuminated, and then the curtain will close all the way, and we go back to our new moon. For your homework assignment, you guys are going to be labeling your diagram. You're going to look for where the sun's rays is at. In this picture, the sun's rays are on the left-hand side. So I will find the moon that is directly next to the sun, and that will be my position 1, and I will work my way counterclockwise. So we are going to number our moons. We're going to start with position 1. Then we will go counterclockwise to position 2, to position 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then back to our full moon, or new moon, excuse me. Okay, so now we're going to shade in what that's going to look like. So on the new moon, as we look at it from Earth's perspective, we will not see anything in the sky. The whole moon will be covered in darkness, because according to our perspective from the Earth, because the sun is shining on the back side of the moon. Okay, so now we are going to have it illuminated on the right-hand side. So now we are going to have just a sliver of illumination on the right-hand side. So I'm going to shade in the left-hand side. Okay, so I made my crescent shape. You could also go then and fill in this part with a yellow color to help illuminate that side. Okay, so notice this is the right-hand side is illuminated in a crescent shape. Down here then, we are going to have the whole right-hand side here illuminated. We have half of it, okay? And the other side then is going to be in darkness. Then what we're going to have is we're going to have 3/4 now illuminated as I open up the curtain even more. So now I have 3/4 illuminated. And I have just a little bit left till I'm completely full. So this is on the right-hand side as well. We call these, all of this, as the curtain is opening up, we call that waxing. So we have our waxing crescent. We have our first quarter, which is a half moon. And then we have our gibbous, our waxing gibbous. So you always put the word waxing. Waxing crescent, waxing gibbous. And this is 3/4 illuminated. Okay? Now it is all the way open. So now the curtain's all the way open and the sun is illuminating the entire moon. So I have now a full moon. Okay? Now my curtain is going to start to close. So as my curtain starts to close, it's just going to close a tiny bit on the right-hand side. It starts to close on the right-hand side. So it's closing that way. So we still have 3/4 of it illuminated, but now it's going to look like the illumination is on the left-hand side. Okay, so this is the left-hand side. We have 3/4, so we call this gibbous. A 3/4 moon is a gibbous, but because we are now shrinking in luminosity, this is waning. So waning means shrinking. So this is a waning gibbous. Then I have my last quarter. So I have half of it illuminated. And I am going to shade in half. The other half, then the curtain is closing on half of that. So it is half, which is called our last quarter or our 3rd quarter. Okay, once again, left-hand side. And then we are going to close the curtain even more. So now my sliver is going to be on the left-hand side. Okay, left-hand side. And the curtain is closed even more. Okay, and we would call this sliver a crescent. So we have a waning gibbous, we have a 3rd quarter, and then we have a waning crescent. Then the curtain closes all the way, and we are back at the full moon. You are going to make sure that you label your diagram using all of the correct numbers. So as you move through the different numbers, you're also then going to draw the pictures correctly, as I did, and you're going to want to make sure that you label everything correctly. So waxing crescent, 1st quarter, waxing gibbous, full moon, waning gibbous, 3rd quarter, waning crescent, new moon. Okay, and I'm going to go back. I didn't even label that. So new moon. When you're done labeling your diagram, you're going to Dropbox that so that we can see that you have drawn it. Okay, we'll practice again tomorrow. Good job, everybody.